So we're currently in the process of renovating our Victorian bedrooms. We have done everything, taken them back to brick, taken the old walls down. I'm currently in the process of trying to restore this original Victorian coving, which is beautiful but extremely damaged. So amongst all this chaos, I've decided to try and restore another beautiful original feature from this room, and that is the finger plates that are on the original Victorian doors. And as you can see, they are caked in under years and years and years, decades of gloss white paint. So I am going to try and strip the paint off of these so I can get back to the original little screws, which you can probably just make out there, there and there. So I can try and release the finger plate and get it shined up, buffed up, restored, and put back on the new doors that we are getting that are going to be Victorian style. I've also salvaged another finger plate from the cupboard. There was a cupboard in this corner, which is now just bricks, which had a very crusty, damaged old door on it. We've managed to save the other finger plate from there. So I'm going to again try and strip the paint off so we can get this finger plate off, get her restored, shined up, and get her on the new doors. So finger plates first actually became popular in the Georgian era. And this is a Victorian house, and that is when they reach peak popularity. So lots of Victorian homes and Edwardian homes a little bit later in the Victorian era would have had these on a lot of their doors. So it's amazing that they're still here and that they're still encased and preserved under all this paint, hopefully. So it is so nice to have that bit of touch of history in the house still, given that this is a house where a lot of the history was ripped out. So we're trying to hold on to what we can, the best we can. And so these finger plates are a lovely way to nod to the history and heritage of this house. And we can do that while we're bringing the house bang up to date and giving every room in this Victorian building a new lease of life. So let's crack on and get some paint stripper all over these and see how we get on. So for this lovely little restoration project, I'm going to be using some cling strip. Oh, she is heavy. That is a big tub. I've just been using this on the coving to get the paint off of the coving. That was a whole debacle. Don't want to talk about it anymore. So moving on to some nice things, getting it on the finger plates. So I'm going to put this on. I'm going to use a paintbrush to apply it. And just, I mean, that is so clacky. That is well used. I'm going to use this to apply it all over the finger plates, that one and that one. Cover it in cling film, leave it for 24 hours, peel off, see where we get to, and hopefully we have some beautiful results and they come up a treat. Wish me luck. Okay, so obviously gloves on for this one. As you can see, it gets all over your hands, so you want to be protected. You don't want to burn through to your skin. You're going to want some sort of plastic to cover the paint stripper in to seal it in so it stays wet and works its magic. So I just use a roll of cling film, but you can use polythene sheets as well. Right, let's get this on. Pray it does its thing. Does not take long to apply, but you want to put it on super thick, really, really thick. If you think you're going thick, go thicker. You're not going thick enough. Now time for the cling film. I'm going to peel this off and get it on to seal in that paint stripper. Okay. Air bubbles in there. Ooh, satisfying. Okay, that is number one done. So we're going to leave this for about 24 hours and come back to it. And that, hopefully, should just peel off and reveal the beautiful original metal that's underneath. Fingers crossed. And here we go with the second one. Going as thick as we possibly can with that stripper. Really layering it on there so that paint stripper can stay moist and get to work. How did I manage to make it too short. Lovely stuff. Okay, so the paint strip is now on. The cling film is now on. It is looking good. Super thick, super gooey. That is exactly what we want. That is going to help that paint stripper stay moist and work its magic continuously for those 24 hours. So I'm going to come back in about a day and show you how we're getting on. Hopefully that should peel off beautifully. This should all just peel off really nicely, she says, full of hope and dreams and hoping that it does what it needs to do. That should peel off. We should be able to see the beautiful metal under there, the original screws, which should allow us to be able to take the finger plates off and restore them to their original beauty. 130 years on, they are going to look their best, hopefully. Once again, let's see how we get on in a day. Okay, welcome back. We are 24 hours on and oh my God. Wow. I can tell the paint stripper has really got to work overnight. You can see how that oily paint is just dripped down there. This is going to be a really satisfying takeoff. And let's look at our other friend, which I've been laying horizontally. Yeah, very brown and gooey, which is a really good sign. So it's time to get these stripped off and see what's going on underneath. Okay, let's get this first one off. Oh yeah. Okay, it definitely needs a good wipe down. Oh. See that sort of copper colour underneath coming through. Yes. There we are, sort of back to life. Wow. That beautiful metal that was under there, all those layers of white gloss. Honestly, that is going to shine up and polish up so nice. In really good condition as well. Super happy with that. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, we have such a similar beautiful finish under all those layers of paint as the other one. This has taken a bit more muscle to get off. And there's some leftover bits that won't budge, but I'm going to give it a good scrub. That should come up absolutely beautiful. Anyway, I'm going to try and unscrew this now and see if I can get it off. The screws haven't been turned in probably, you know, how many 100 years. 130 years, which is amazing to think. Now it's in my hands. This is what I love about period houses that you don't get with, you know, no shade. But newer house, I've lived in newer houses, I've lived in older houses, and the difference for me is that in newer houses, you don't find little gems like this, you know? You don't find much of history. She's tough. These screws are so fucking small. How did they make them so small? That's what I always think. I don't know if the screws are going to survive this process, but that's okay. Tiny little screws. Oh, okay. Don't know what I was expecting, but it's so thin. And it's kind of tarnished, but you can sort of see the original metal on the back. So I think it's meant to be brass. Can't really tell. So I'm going to have to give that a good scrub up and see how she comes up. Oh my God, look how thin that is. Wow. Super lightweight as well. That's going to be so easy to just transfer onto another door, which is great. Exciting. Let's try and get the other one off now. Okay, now let's get this bad boy off of here. Same silly little screws. Oop. Tiny screws out. Wow. We have another beauty here. Very similar condition. Exactly the same pattern and detail. Super thin again. They're just like such the thinnest bit of metal, but really sturdy, and obviously super beautiful, super ornate. It looks so good on a new door. Again, similar level of like this goldy brassy colour shown on the back, so I'm going to assume that's what it might scrub up to. So to finish up, here's where we are at. They are just looking so much better than I imagined. Like they've come up so clean, they're not damaged or anything. They just need a good scrub up and a good polish, which is an amazing place to be. Normally I don't find things in this house in such good nick. So it's really nice to have something that's like a nice win in this renovation for once. So I'm going to leave these there for today and come back to these another time when I'm ready to polish, scrub them up and get them on new doors sometime in the not too distant future. So please do keep watching, and please like and subscribe and follow me at Sharn's House on TikTok, Instagram, and obviously here on YouTube if you want to see more of this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon.